How sweet are the initiatic fires, blazing as a star of hope in the firmament of identity, filling the cup of consciousness with the joy and the love radiance of the eternal. As though I were your foster father, I am come this night to bring you the comfort of the eternal God. You call me the initiator, and so I am, by his grace, resident within you. For there are compensating factors resident within man, correspondent to that which is above. Tonight, mindful of the tenderness, of the love of the students for the eternal presence, mindful of the consonance of the universe, I am here to impact light against darkness and to produce the comfort of the Holy Spirit and the divine radiance in the cup of man's God charity, the cup that considers his neighbor, and the positioning of grace in his consciousness as of paramount import. Let me then ask of you a tenderness in spirit, a pliability in feelings, a receptivity in consciousness of the descending ark from on high. For God hath heard the calls of his children for deliverance, and he is prepared to initiate various individuals in a greater measure of the extension of divine reality into the world of men, that men may be made aware of the magnificent God presence anchored within the fires of the heart. I see the golden light pulsing and rising, shedding its majesty over mountaintop, and the blending of the dark purple as it also yields to the glow of the golden light. And I see the students coming from afar, students filled with hearts of devotion, whose auras are light, clear light, and the majesty that is cupped within the soul to produce the fragrance of immortal wholeness, because the soul yields its mortal identity, its corruptible self, unto the incorruptible pliability of cosmic grace. The hands of God then descending over the force field of the soul changes the magnetic emanations and removes from the consciousness those brutal manifestations of carnal viciousness, replacing it all by the love light and the supremacy of cosmic grace. Again and again we turn our consciousness to grace, for grace is the fulfilling of the pact of identity. It is the fulfilling of realization. It is the surrender of the soul to the sweet bliss of infinite compassion. God is nigh thee this night, and the pulsations of his light are in thyself, and his light is able to transmute by its transmission of cosmic identity the fullness of his love for his children. And the world shall be blessed this night because of the cup ye drink, and because of the love ye share, and because of the bread of the word that ye break together now. Our hearts are overflowing with devotion, for with me tonight are 12 masters, known to many of you that I shall not identify by request, their request. They are pouring their love together with the angelic host into this convocation of seeking and loving men and women, those who understand that the folds of identity are captured in the light radiance of the garments of initiation which men wear when they understand the capacity of heaven to drape them in those garments and to see that there is quietude in the world of men, that it is the quietude of the divine peace that descends and holds them in the divine embrace, a love ray from on high that touches the tenderness of the divine coal to the pliability of the mortal altar of manifestation. God is here, and he is within you. And out of the burning fires of his reality will come a new birth of identity. Puny men, men of lesser comprehension, caught in the travails of the psychic net, engage in spiritualistic and psychic practices. These individuals shall be cut free from our spiritual organizations below as they have been cut free above. For we are concerned with welding together under the gnosis of cosmic identity and cosmic reality a body of divine servers who will unswervingly give their faith and devotion to the eternal purposes of our brotherhood. And they cannot do it by psychic communion or by involvement in the practices of black magic, voodooism, or witchcraft. Even variance is not permitted, but only the constancy of an unwavering star that stands before the soul as the power to roll back the veils of obscurity and reveal the wholeness of the divine intent to the manifest person below, awaiting the divine hand and ministrations of the universal Christ. O divine master of all, universal God presence, descend now upon each monad and let them feel the divine embrace of thy own compassion for their wholeness. They are the children of thy dawn, and when the fiat of mercy passed through the universal fires and invoked creative manifestation, behold, the sons of God were there. In embryonic consciousness they danced in the spirit of the living flame and beheld the turning universes and magnificent galaxies as thou didst cause them to spring forth. And Pleiades, the seat of our brotherhood, did itself spring forth magnificently full-blown from thy heart flame. And behold, the bands of Orion and the magnificence of Arcturus, all are a part of macrocosmic love. And through the farthest reaches of untrammeled space, thy angelic host pass with a speed that transcends the lightning, and the flame that descends from above is the fire of resurrection. Resurgem Christos, O magnificent power within the soul, flame of the resurrection to make men whole, descend now in flaming glow ray, envelop consciousness with the power of thy love, and sustain these momentums descending from above until men are able to drop the veils of matter and say, let these pass. They are not myself, but only those shadow shapes, those things which I have worn, and they are now outworn garments. I shall now reach up and accept from the hand of my beloved those garments of Christ radiance that are my own. I shall claim them. They possess the power to atone for all the weaknesses to which the flesh has been prey to, and to replace it all by the love of the infinite and the understanding that this world is but a schoolroom in the great universal outpouring of divine purpose, and that here we do culture men and mature them for those realms above, where entering into cosmic and universal service of divine love, they shall understand that worlds yet far more embryonic than this one require the ministrations of those who will be prepared by cosmic initiation to come unto those worlds and to serve, even as men may now understand the meaning of the universal and the far-flung worlds that are being revealed. Therefore, tonight as I speak to you, it is by the power of universal compassion to reveal to you that the magnificent macrocosmic, microcosmic pattern of universal interchange is a system so great as to free you, if you will accept it, from all of the fears to which the human race has been prey to teach to every one of you that there is a magnificent exchange program whereby advanced souls from other systems of worlds are brought here into physical embodiment to teach and to manifest superiority to the human race, to show to men such superiority as almost defies the imagination, that these beings that come here upon their own worlds are but the norm, and each one of them has in him reborn those self-same radiances of attained God magnificence from those higher systems. These are brought to the world of form here below to act as teachers to mankind in various phases of human consciousness, the outworking of artisanship in brass and iron, the working in marble and sculpture, the magnificent manifestation of great art. All of this, blessed ones, is the power of descending souls who come here, sometimes long since escaped from those rounds of human controls to which you are affected. They are then free when they come, untrammeled through the air. They come clean of heart and pure, and oftentimes they take upon them the darkness of this planet, and whereas they render great service in bringing forth magnificent concepts of music from the angelic realms and manifestations of art from on high, they themselves sometimes become subjected to the activities of mankind's consciousness, and they fall under the hammer of sexual depravity. We want you to know then that the sacrifice that they make causes them to have to outwork a karma commensurate with human karma, and sometimes these souls who come completely unselfishly to your planet are captured in the net of delusion and are bound for at least 7 rounds of embodiment upon this earth until they can escape from those conditions. For there were giants in the earth in those days when the sons of God came in unto the daughters of men, for they saw that they were fair, and they took them wives of all that they chose. And there were giants in the earth in those days. There was Og, king of Bashan, and others. And so you know that the written record does espouse this which I have revealed, and does declare it unto you, and your own hearts are able to understand it. For the earth is made up of a multitude of evolutions, not just one. And here upon this planet, in addition to many racial groups, there are also groups in various states of manifestation of consciousness. And therefore the earth is a great school where all of the mingling and commingling of these individuals was intended to act as an abrasive upon the soul, a chastening upon the soul, whereby the most magnificent qualities of unselfishness and godliness could be developed. You are intended then, O blessed people of this earth, to follow in the footsteps of the living Christ, to understand that in the hollow of his footsteps as he walked along the shores of the Sea of Galilee, you can walk today in the footsteps of your holy Christ self. There can be born in you anew and afresh the flames of the altar of identity from on high, and you can understand that our brotherhood, in all of its hierarchical manifestation, is a brotherhood of service devoted to mankind and doing the Father's will. I, Maitreya, come to you then in the name of the flaming God of universal consciousness, I am that I am. I am that I am. I am that I am. To imbue you with the feeling in your feeling world, blessed ones, of what it means to have an I am presence. I am concerned that you will understand that your I am presence is your link with immortality, that it is the power by which you can wield the authority in your world and take dominion over those mortal foibles to which you have often yielded in a state of lesser realization. Now I come, and I come to initiate those of you who are prepared to the realization that your God presence is the fullness of infinite compassion and love at all times, that your presence is leading you as a pillar of fire by night and a cloud of witness by day, that you will be taken through the parched ground and barrenness of mortal consciousness to the promised land of invincible cosmic Christ victory, where the illumination of those Elysian fields of light will saturate your four lower bodies with the power of Christ reality. Oh, I say it again, Resurgam Christos, flow majestic light, flow majestic light, flow majestic light. Saturate the cup of man's consciousness this night with that flame that in honor bright will free the soul and cleanse it from deceit, that men may see the clear eyes of God and the face of eternity reflected even in the foam upon the wave, that they may see it in the face of every little babe, and understand the sundering of the law that invokes a holy awe within the flame, within the mind, within the being of man, and engenders in him the realization of eternal brotherhood. I am Maitreya, and my light goes forth, my arms go forth, my heart goes forth, my love goes forth unto humanity tonight, to bring them into breathing, living awareness of their solar identity, the flame of God that is within. How magnificent it is that you, blessed ones, are able to feel these pulsations of the Father's love, for his love is the love of eternity, pulsing in to the wells of time and invoking therein the flow, the buoyancy, the glow, the cosmic reality that separates man from mortal sterility and reveals compassionate reality to every one whose mind will accept my sword of light as I blaze it forth to you all, to cauterize in you those abscesses of mortal doubt and disbelief, and reveal for all time to come that the love Son of God, the love Son of God, has raised, whose power to raise your souls is invincible both now and forever. Peace be with you. May faith be multiplied. May love be spread abroad in your hearts to end all dissimulative practices, and to draw each one of you to the fires of the sun, to the love of the eternal God, and your sense tonight of your immortal victory. If these should hold their peace, the very stones should cry out. The purposes of our Father are to fulfill the mighty latter rain of the Holy Spirit upon the planet, drenching it with the fiber and substance, the fire and meter of divine love pulsations. Now we come in memory of the Christ Mass, of the supreme sacrifice of the Father's love beam forth over the earth and saturating matter, substance, and form with the reality of our appearing. Brotherhood, the brotherhood of angels and men and of the gods, for the purposes of the universal Father, our Father who art in heaven, was to create the sustaining momentum of cosmic advance, heralded by the progress of the soul as it passes through the river of time to the goal of eternal reality and the highest dimensions. I am come to invoke and to evoke the sacred fire of your hearts, to bring to you those drenching passions of immortality, the flashing forth of reality into the mind. I am come to consume the curtains of darkness. I am come to rend asunder the veil in the temple, that you may behold the momentums of the divine that live in you, that are not allowed audience with the world from time to time, but are withheld because of man's human fears and his desire to protect the mortal personality. I issue forth then this day the fiat of the light, and I summon mankind to a breathing awareness of those unspoken ideals of the soul that are in most individuals known only as a poignant longing for the reality of the higher spheres. These longings remain, my brethren, undefined by the consciousness and unperceived within the screen of the mind, neither showing forth upon its surface or manifesting in depth, yet holding residence within the pulsing God flame of the heart. We come now this day mindful of the desires of the children of the light to have a greater awareness of their divinity, to ray forth upon the planetary body the substance of higher dimensions, to create greater longings within the heart for the passions of universal reality, and to bring about a redefinement and a codification of these immense spiritual truths which long to find expression within yourselves, one and all. Where is the heart that will give me room? Where is the heart that will crowd out the stifling manifestations of mortality and open the portals thereof to allow me to come in, that I may sup with him and he with me in holy communion, that the world may understand the meaning of true brotherhood. They draw nigh unto me with their lips, but their heart is far from me. Thus the stones cry out, and nature herself manifests expressions all the way in range from the plaintive cry of a wailing babe to the universe in massive thundering tones, invoking glory unto God in the highest, and on earth peace. But where is the peace that men seek? Is it without? Where is the peace that they seek? Is it within? Because it is not within, it is not without. For that which is within the consciousness of mankind will manifest upon the screen of life in the appearance world, and therefore until I am within, until the power of the I am, the power of the infinite Christ is within, it cannot come again unto the world and receive the world unto itself. And thus men like dumb cattle, driven thither and yon by circumstance and unmitigated or unbridled passion, fail to apprehend themselves as God sees them, and they are conceptually ignorant of the power of the burning reality that first gave them birth. I come then to create a new passion for the culture of this age. I come to ignite the fires of infinite joy within hearts that bell-like will ring within them and sustain within them the power of the sacred fire flowers descending upon their hearts to create the fiery rose of the soul. Let the hearts of the faithful be stirred by the early signs of our appearing, as we today, mindful of the outer flow of scientific knowledge, recognize the scientific achievement of the age in orbiting the lunar body of this planet. But may we say unto you with the fires of our heart, these things are finite and will ever be so. For until the soul has come into her own, until men understand the enigmatic passage which I spoke, foxes have holes, and the birds of the air have nests, but the Son of Man has not place to lay his head. Until that moment, they will not comprehend what I say to its fullest extent. For I say to ye all that science is finite, and the achievements of science are also in like manner. They are not the fruit of the soul, and they can never provide a substitute for the glories of soul expansion and the entering into the heart of the Father of all. Let not your hearts be troubled. Ye believe in God, believe also in me, as I am drawing within you the engrams of the world to come, as I am submitting to your view the passions of infinite reality. For the finite must put on the infinite, and the corruptible must put on the incorruptible. The body that does appear must be changed in the twinkling of an eye, and the last trump must sound, signifying the putting down of the passions of death and the restoration to man of the true understanding of temple building and brotherhood. For every soul upon this planetary body, every soul that is received from God the flame of life, should understand the precious nature of the gift. And if the gift is given to one, it is given to all. And if all share it, then where is the difference that creates in one star a lesser glory and in another star a greater glory? The difference is primarily in the acceptance by the individual of his mission and his desire to unfold spiritually and to increase the talents God has given unto him to their fullest range of cosmic expression. I come then today to the world anew, and I beam forth the passion of true brotherhood to view, that all may see the transcendence that is to be, the composure of the soul that draws upon the free energy of higher spheres, that casts aside all the passions of darkness accumulated through the years, and recognizes the fire from on high, the love that beameth through the sky to penetrate man's density and say, thou shalt not die, but live again, because I live. Brotherhood should be understood rightly as the communion of the saints and the bonds of hierarchy. Judge not, lest ye be judged, is the fiat of the eternal. And when men recognize that their penchant for judgment has created in the world of form all the strife and inordinate manifestation that dethrones brotherhood, they will recognize how careful they must be in drawing forth assessments of commitment to a darkened or tarnished image of their brother. Saint Germain has said of criticism, condemnation, and judgment that it is most dangerous and provocative. Down through the ages we have witnessed the decimation of noble activities and noble individuals by reason of impinging criticism, condemnation, and judgment. For when you start, where do you finish? When you start to destroy the soul or the quality of life expression in another individual, how do you know how far that energy will go in bringing down that individual to the very depths of despair, of opening the door whereby the most darkened and miserable spirits can come forth and enter with their diabolical manifestations into the aura of the one that you seek to impugn? And therefore I say, blessed hearts of light, know and understand that criticism of men and condemnation which follows as the criticism becomes not any longer a wailing cry, but a massive cry taken up by the multitudes, condemnation, and last of all, judgment. Judgment ye think of another, but I tell you it is judgment of yourselves. For when the energy you have sent out in criticism and condemnation of another has garnered in the world all of the condemnatory manifestations of others of the same personality, and it all returns with its full momentum to thy feet for redemption, whither shalt thou flee? For the wrath of God returns also with it. And this is the wrath of the compound law of perfection itself, which seeks to extol the immaculate concept for the creation, pure and sinless. Now thou art finished, then thy pure creation. Begin in us to form thy heart. For the heart of God, if you will draw back from it the veil that covers it, is so magnificent and wondrous to behold. For each soul is therein laid with sheaths, patines of purest gold. The wonders of the mind divine flash forth through the flow of time, create anew to mortal view the wisdom of the ages. Therefore I am come, and there goeth forth out of my mouth a sharp sword, two-edged indeed, to bring the word of God to view, that brotherhood alone is the solution to the world's age-old problems. And brotherhood is denied because in the epistemology of mortals there is a continual rationalization and justification of codes of conduct that do not meet the standards of the Lord God of hosts. And I am come to declare to you that he is the most accurate judge, the most accurate bestower, the most accurate one who knows. As the elements rage, as mortal vision fades, as the magnificent cosmic light comes forth into your consciousness, as the Christ is born in you anew, he will expand his light to fullest view. Each one of you then become a lively stone in the temple of God. You become a child of the light by reason of your acceptance of our brotherhood and its aims. And its aims are the total immersion of the world order in the order of the Spirit, and there is no room for compromise in these matters. For we are concerned not with ephemeral and passing destiny, but we are concerned with a destiny that spans the ages. We are concerned with a destiny that is the fire and reality of the soul, and this destiny is the power of the I am within you, the power that can say eternally, I am. Can this be spoken then of lesser states of consciousness and of human petulance and the vibratory action of condemnation? I think not. Only purity and love can stand, and divine qualities, and they should rule in all lands and in all hearts. These are the realities of God that to the soul imparts the purest, freshest view, the happiest, most glorious hue, the colors of the rainbow of cosmic promise, that speaketh unto all, I will bind you great and small into a cosmic brotherhood of the sacred fire rainbow. This is the tie that unites. This is the blessed tie that binds. This is the clarity that clears confused minds. This is the hand of grace that to each soul is kind. For herein lies man's freedom from all bondage. Let not the sun go down upon your wrath. Let not the passions of human vanity rise up within the glass of manifestation, but replace it all by the crystal flame from the heart of God that embodies all of the substance of Christ's reality. Then your art forms, then your music, then your courts and rulers in the lands will reflect that perfect example from which was constructed the cubit stone made without hands in the eternal temple. For life will be seen as a ceaseless venture of divine involvement where the Most High God commits himself into the keeping of those who are not yet worthy to unloosen his shoe latchets. And when this occurs, born out of humility of the Spirit that endears itself unto our Father, each soul will once again know the meaning of the crucifixion of mortal thought and feeling and the resurrection of the source ray healing of the Father that goeth back to the time when he said to each individual one, Behold, I am thy God. I am the Lord thy God, that created the smoking and the burning lamp passed before Abram. Behold, I am the Lord thy God, and although there be smoke, there is also fire. I am the Lord thy God, burning within thee with my desire to bind together all the children of men, manifestation once again, and gathering them beneath the canopy of the blue sky of God's will, instill once again the feeling of dominion over the earth, that all might understand the restoration of the temple magic of cosmic reality. Then who upon earth would need anything? For all things would be brought forth, even as I took the loaves from the young lad, and break them, and multiplied them by the Spirit. You, each one of you, would be able again to perform by that cosmic temple magic the productivity of all substance within the right and left hand of your being. The poles of your being would all be qualified to produce from spirit substance, and to produce from wrong substance right substance by transmutation's power, to command the spirits that they obey you, to understand that the devil should also fear and tremble where you walk, to understand that you have the power to cast out demons in my name, to understand that you have the power to walk upon the waves, even as I did, and to command the undulations of mortal passions to be still, and to fulfill instead the divine God plan for each head, each individual man. I am the Christ of every man. And when ye attain, as I did, the ascension in the light, you will feel that same flashing flame so bright within the soul that you can with me declare, I am made whole. O Father, fulfill thy plan for man, and come again to each living one. Be born in them anew. Let each day bring to view the infant Lord that groweth up. Maturing in all, he fills the cup and brings to them the bread of life. I break the bread, the living bread, Let all who love the word instead of mortal substance realize my power descendeth from the skies and opens eyes so long blinded by illusion's power. The smoke is gone, the flame remains. I am with you now this very hour. My love removeth all your pains, restoreth then to you your gains. Your gains are God and wholeness in the light. Your gains, reality that floods forth might. To victory belongs the goal, the strength. You claim it now, it's yours. Oh, take it then, and understand that God is God of every man. He ruleth well, he blesseth all. His love descends, removing pall of shadowed substance. All in all, he comes to drench them, that they may feel his love. For love makes stones cry out, and love makes hearts respond, and love is spread abroad throughout the world. The angels come, the ministering flames, and all of life is raised to joy, to peace, to tranquility, which is even more than peace. It is the ceasing of the mortal struggle. It is the cognition deep within that I am with you always, even unto the end of human density and to the beginning of the frame, the giant frame of cosmic immensity. Bestow, gift, mantle, falling fire upon the shoulders, bearing mortal desire as older, destructive power, belonging not to those whose lot is to hold fast that which they have, that no man take their crown. I have spoken to you this day out of the fount of my love, and I have spoken both in meter of understanding and meter of spiritual formulae. But all is to invoke new hope within. Hope for the world, hope for brotherhood, hope for a cessation of hostility, and hope for a beginning of the good fight to keep the faith which I am now and forever sustaining. My peace I give unto you, not peace as the world gives unto you give I, but the peace of the ages. children of the divine light, may the peace that is the solution to every human problem rest upon your blessed consciousness this day. I come then carrying with me those healing unguents for the ills of humanity, which are prescribed at inner levels by the great cosmic divine self in the heart of the great central sun. And we offer to you, as the basis for all salvation in the coming age, the recognition of the presence of the universal Mother. For mankind today, over the centuries, have become enmeshed in a great deal of hardness and recalcitrance. They have become involved in myriad activities that will never bear the fruit of the divine. We are concerned then that they should awaken from the mortal sleep that keeps them bound and surfeiting from one negative manifestation to another, and that they feel by the soul longing within them the cosmic pulsations of the Divine Mother. Why is it, blessed ones, that children so quickly turn to their mothers and to womankind, expecting help in time of trouble? When they are older, they turn for solutions to their fathers in many cases, and seem to feel that it is a mark of shame to become, as some of them have said, a mama's boy or a mama's girl. Let me tell you now then that we are not dealing with an earthly concept when we speak of the Heavenly Mother. We are now dealing with the manifestation of the feminine part of the divine. For the Heavenly Mother is the manifestation of God, equally so as the Heavenly Father. And that which has been called the cult of the Mother of the world is actually that group of people who have in their souls, in an avant-garde manner, externalized the realization of the presence in the universe of the blessed Divine Mother, co-equally manifesting with the Heavenly Father as the godparents of this system of worlds and as the godparents in the heart of the great central sun. The image of the Divine Mother is real and tangible and is able to provide solace for all of the needs of humanity. For the mother always teaches her children the way of peace and the way of the spinning wheel, whereby they may draw the divine thread from the great cosmic storehouse or distaff of life, and running it through the system of the turning wheel of the law, produce the miracle of the fruit of good works in every endeavor. There are two types specifically of endeavors in which mankind functions. There are the external endeavors of the flesh and the internal endeavors of the striving spirit. Let men and women come to know then that both of these can cooperate, as you say, in the world of form, hand and glove with one another. For the flesh, as a jacket or overcoat, is but an outer expression of the immortal spirit and the blessed soul consciousness that identifies with personality and individuality. We are concerned then that the framework of life should be established in beauty, and that beauty should be captured in works of art, in music, in all human affairs, and that people should understand the nearness of God to them as they seek to produce in the world those specific qualities of the divine arts which will remind them of the heavenly home with all of its divine magnificence. Unfortunately, human consciousness has said, "Where is heaven?" Well, blessed ones, let me ask you, when men and women lose their bodies through the change called death, where is earth? It is so simple that individuals should understand that heaven is in consciousness, that heaven itself is the repository of the divine and his grace. For God, who is actually he who dwells in the realm of the unformed, whose spirit is the buoyancy of creative essence, is also manifesting to the fullness in form, when form is illumined by the shafts of the glowing ray of consecration and becomes transformed by the beauty of the creative intent, and then holds in the cup of being or manifestation, as well as the cup of consciousness, the God realization of the tremendous shafts of energy rays that are the consummate love from his heart, raying forth creative purpose throughout the universe and sustaining his magnificence in the presence of the archangels and the angelic hosts, as well as in musical cadences to mankind as the peal of a great organ that touches the hem of the garments of heaven and produces healing unguents for release to the souls of men caught in the jaws of man's own lack of mercy to one another. We come then today in these hours of peril in the world, when the voice of the Divine Mother has been heard again and again, imploring through many avenues the children of men to turn away from their cups of carnality and to embrace the spiritual octaves of light, to remind you of the flashing forth of the mercy flame from on high, to remind you of the original pristine glory of God that descended as a burning star through the firmament and revealed the coming of the wonderful one, the Counselor, the Prince of Peace, the mighty God, the Son of God, embodied in human form, surrounded by angelic ministrants, and serving as the carpenter of Nazareth to frame a new world in the ideology of the Spirit, that the angelic host and their reality could once again, coming to earth, transform the consciousness of mortal men by the touch of the fires of his mind and heart. I am Raphael. I am Raphael, the healing archangel, whose dedication to the service of Mary and the Mother of the world is complete. I have come this day to plant my feet upon the ground of terror and to say to all nature, arise, O singing birds, arise, O beautiful ones, into the air, and as in the days when St. Francis invoked you there, form the sign of the cross. Let men see the reality of God in nature. Let them see the beauty of the purity of the snows, and let them see also the crystals that are formed in the snows as the glory of God shines forth from the heart of Helios and Vesta, transforming the woods into a fairyland of wonder as the new fallen snow glistens and brings to man's consciousness an awareness of the purity of God. Let nature then revel in her marvelous opportunity for service and love. Let her understand now that the angelic host desires so very much to see the blessed elementals responding to our love, and therefore for a period of 12 days from today We are going to literally descend to the planetary body and saturate elemental life with the fires of our love for the universal Christ consciousness in the name of the Divine Mother. And as we come, the little furry creatures of field and forest, the trees, the pines, the evergreens, all of these together will rejoice as there is communication reestablished between elementals and men and the angelic host. And as we descend, we will bring such glory and gifts to the world as has never before been known. We will garland the whole world with the crystallography of the divine man. We will touch the heart of atoms and stars, and we will communicate a fairyland of cosmic purpose to the world. Yet we know full well that to many, when we have gone, the world will seem no different, nor will it seem any different to some when we come. But to the hearts of the few, and the many also, by comparison, who will actually recognize some terrific differences taking place, we will reveal to them the reality of the bond of our love. And I assure you that we are coming for a purpose, and that purpose is to try to persuade the elementals to no longer pattern their outpicturings after human fashions, but to try to outpicture in the world of form a greater measure of the glory of the angelic hosts. We realize that these blessed creatures, identifying so much with the creation of the world and with the creation of form, have been actually beholden to men and have looked up to them as though they were gods. And so the tiny elementals have again and again formed the manifestations of the consciousness of men in the world of form as thorn and storm and problem. Virus and destructive activities then have gone forth because of the abortions of wrong thoughts in the hearts of men. Now we once again shall come, as in golden ages long past, and for 12 whole days, in the memory of the blessed Christ, and in the memory of his blessed Holy 12, we shall radiate our love in an unprecedented manner to the elemental parts of life. We have often come to men and been rejected, even as they rejected the only begotten Son, even as they rejected the Christ. So we have come to men and been rejected in the name of our Lord and Master. Then we come now to elementals, and we say to them, arise and see the wonder descending from the skies, a cosmic prize, the law of love enfolding. We come now today, our love for all we're holding in the fashion of the central sun. For with us comes a central sun messenger of great glory and power, descending now upon the top of Mount Ararat and producing in memory of the dove that descended in the days of Noah to the ark a reappraisal in the consciousness of those sensitive souls who can tune in to our vibratory action of the situation of the world as it is today and as it was in the days of Noah. For I tell you, there is indeed, as the Scriptures record, a parallel between this age and that age, and the termination of this age could come either swiftly or by delay, according to the mandates of the Karmic Board. Yet we know that because of the prayers of the saints and the holy ones who are identified with the earth and whose love continually bathes the earth, because of that love, because of their help, and because of the assistance from higher octaves, the time has been delayed again and again for the bathing of the earth in the elements of her own retribution. But I say to you today, love, and love alone, that is sustaining the glory of God for all men, comes today once again in an unprecedented manner to bathe the souls of those who would like to know more about the love of the Mother of the world with her swaddling garments of divine love. The garments are light and light energy, and that light energy is now being released, and it will continue for 12 whole days. Won't you accept it, and won't you understand its meaning as a further attempt of the hierarchy of light and the blessed archangels to reintegrate the souls of men with the God design of the only begotten Son of God, the living Christ? May he live in you all, and as he lives in you, may you turn in mind and thought and in heart to the Divine Mother, the Mother of the world, for the establishment of her flame as the power to comfort her children and educate them according to the ideals of heaven once again, that the world may know the culture of the Spirit, and that palaces of light everywhere may twinkle and illumine the night by their glory as music breaks forth in the drawing rooms of life, and the people that gather there in their snow-white raiment may continually sustain within the fires of their heart those momentums that on other planets make life worth living, that in other systems of worlds are the culmination of cosmic effort, whereby the storehouses of God have actually been tapped, and there has been released the wonders and happiness of life as God intended it to be. The foreverness of God is the foreverness of his healing love, which I release now in his holy name. May the rays of Mary and of Jesus bathe you all with my own. May the rays of Saint Germain and El Moria assist you in atoning for all errors of neglect and filling you afresh with the flowers of spiritual aspiration, that you may garner them now and may lay them not with tired hands but with vibrant hands upon the altar of life in the memory of God's purposes, and rejoice in the doing, that the God of happiness may flood you always with his light, and you may forever be sustained as the purposes of God reign within you, the latter reign of cosmic energy and wisdom. In the name of the 7 archangels, I salute you with the cross of peace and the flame of burning green wholeness forever. I thank you. The joy of our heart is full this night as we contemplate the richer meaning of life for every son of God's heart. The hour has come when the world is now dwelling in a place of vainglorious manifestation, and their hearts are far from the causes of our rejoicing. The cup of wrath is trembling in the cup of life, for the weight of human karma in the personal cup as well as the world cup is very great, and the hearts of men are often failing for fear of the things which are coming upon the world. But we tonight, as our hearts draw nigh unto the world, would bring a comforting ray to play upon the hearts of men. And so tonight I bring from behind the veil of matter and substance, from the realm of the spiritual, from the heart of God, from the hand of the Lord Mahachohan and the Holy Comforter, the passions of God freedom, the flames of illumination, and the strength of the higher octaves of light. For these measures, in fuller potency, were the sustaining momentums of my Son in his manifestation of cosmic grace to a waiting world 2,000 years ago. The mantle of his presence sustains to the present hour courage in the hearts of many and faith. But it is not enough, for the world has begun again to measure all things according to material standards, and they do not understand the measurements that are taken from higher octaves of light. Long ago in Portugal, when I appeared at Fatima unto the 3 children, it was a manifestation that drew countless thousands to behold our coming. Yet all of the records that are left in written form, as well as recorded in the memories of men of past miracles, has not continued to stir mankind toward a regeneration within them. Only the few have accepted by comparison to the many who have rejected. But our hearts are full this night of that gift which God intended for the entire world. The gift of our presence, the gift of the eternal in the domain of each soul, was intended to enlarge the borders of his perception, that he might see beyond the physical into the structuring of cosmic love, that he might feel the passions of the God design pulsating as electronic light within the substance of his flesh form and his mind, consuming the darkness of his world and bringing him to a state of Christ illumination. For the Christ is God's gift throughout the ages, and the eternal Christmas is one of bestowal from the hands of the cosmic mother. The mother of the world enfolds her children and brings their hearts into consonance with her purity. She mounts her love to a crescendo and rends the veil of material substance to shreds. For behold, the Lord is in his temple. The Lord doth make all things whole. His substance is the fabric of the soul. The looms of life present then to view a range of color, magnificent hue, diadems, crowns, and rubies too. The love of God as drops so true. These fall upon the altar of the heart. The tears of the elect, shed not in sorrow for self, but for the world and her cup of gall and bitterness. My apparitions that have appeared in various parts of the world have been permitted by cosmic decree, and because of the entreaties of many mothers in the world who have been grieved about the continuation of war throughout the centuries. These, by their petitions, have reached the very heart of the karmic board, and the stimulation has permitted me to come and from time to time appear to children and to other audiences, that they might have renewed within them those elements of faith that would cause the soul to lose its fear and recreate its faith in immortality. Oh, how beautiful is the shrine of the Christ within the heart. Of what is the shrine composed? Of deeds of love and mercy, of thoughts of grace and truth. What greater proof, beloved ones, does the self need than the deeds of wholeness and loveliness? When these deeds are committed, they are themselves a commitment to God. They are the fulfillment of his covenants within ye. And they speak of honor to my Son. For so many honor him in name, but darkness floods their hearts and minds. Ye are children of the Son. Ye are children of the One. Ye are children of wholeness and purity. And when the full range of that purity of God within ye is allowed expression, it is the token proof of the presence of God within you. By their fruits, by your fruits, ye shall know them, even as ye shall know yourself. This is the great cosmic marker beacon that shows that you are on course and steering toward a safe haven. Now tonight, as light surrounds me, as light enfolds me, I convey it unto you. I give it unto you with a passion of renewal. I would see your bodies renewed. I would see your minds renewed. I would see your spirits lifted up and exalted. I would see peace surrounding you, encircling the dark clouds of negative manifestation and crushing them into a mound that can be transmuted into light by the very pressures of divine love. And I would also reach out into the world and extend light rays from this time and place into all time and places. And I would bring the consummate reality of the only begotten Son of God into view to the masses, that they may one and all feel the connection to their own life stream, to their own heart, to their very being of beings, that they may summon by a determined effort the power of God that will recreate the earnestness of the divine within the soul, that all may drink of the water of life freely and know freedom from doubt and the comfort of immortality. Ye were born to the foreverness of God. Your names were inscribed in his book of life. He has prepared a place for you, that where he is, there ye may be also. And therefore the veil of matter is torn from the face of the disciple, and the eyes are opened, those glorious orbs that shine with the glow of cosmic fire. The universe opens up as a shell, and man beholds within it the spirit of the Creator in service and work. The labors of love are in starry diadems, turning worlds of fire in space, galaxies, and misty nebulae, all consecrations of the God domain. But within your hearts, an equally wondrous world is seen, a world that has a place for every segment of universal majesty. Each place of creation, then, in that vast cosmos, that skyey dome of cosmic reality, can be reposited in thyself, and in miniature recreates there the domain of God. There is no separation and no death, but only the continuity of the fount of his reality. But as ye approach the throne of his grace, forsake the dissimulative states of consciousness that carry you away from the central purposes of truth, and uphold in your consciousness the passion of the search for his love. For although his love be everywhere, it seems to escape from those who would seize it and tear the lovely veil that hides it from view. Gentle then must be the heart, and determinate in its efforts. Loving must be the heart, and consecrated in purpose. Stern must be the power that rebukes the native misqualifications of pristine men. And all must turn with a fire intensity to that cosmic lucidity that as a crystal ray opens to view the hidden cosmic meaning of life eternal, life everlasting. O Raphael, my beloved Raphael, may thy healing rays bathe the earth in luminescence tonight. Coalesce then a swaddling garment now around this planet, and from outer reaches of space bring thy sacred bands to intone the hum of cosmic fires. Let the harmony of cosmic spheres vibrate through the heart of the earth, and be intoned within the heart of Pelur and Virgo. Wondrous nature spirits everywhere, bathing then in holy light, commune with angels from starry realms so bright, and the densities of human creation are banished, and in their place we stand mindful of the hand of cosmic mother presence. Boldly we bring to view the man-child, the Son of God. We reveal him who would find lodging within the inn of the being of each one, uniting all to their central sun bond, the bond of cosmic truth, the fount of revivification and eternal youth. Oh, how sweet is the essence of holy prayer, How sweet is the essence of seeking the heart of the mother so fair, the heart of the mother that would guard and protect her son. For the real Son of God is the image divine, the image so sweet, the image so fair, the image God gave in answer to prayer. As I speak to you tonight, there is a great cosmic tremolo coming into manifestation. It is the vastness of the heart of the mother of the world as she seeks all of her children and would bring them beneath her skirts, swaddling skirts, with room for everyone. The canopy of heaven is voluminous. It reaches out into cosmic space, and it enfolds races and kindreds and tongues and peoples, all with grace, all with the memory of his star. Oh, how brightly it shone. Oh, how radiant was its fire. And I say today, it remains the initiatory star for the whole world and for you.